Everyone keeps saying it's not too late to start YouTube after 40. But here's what nobody's telling you. It's not that you're not too late. You might actually have an unfair advantage. I've been thinking about this quite a bit lately. I'm 54, been building businesses for over 25 years across different industries. A lot of it on the internet, okay, selling digital products and courses, things like that. And also kind of in the real world, running a martial arts school, being a freelance fashion photographer, and things like that. Just recently, I decided to start taking this particular channel seriously. Not because I finally worked up this courage or anything dramatic like that, but more because I realized something about timing that I actually hadn't seen before. The internet is drowning in content, but a lot of it feels like manufactured or researched. Like somebody spent a day kind of researching the topic, then made a video about it. So there's this massive gap for content that comes from actually lived experience, like living something from maybe decades of making mistakes and figuring things out like we have. And that gap, that's our advantage. So there are two specific things about being over 40 that gives us a competitive edge. The first one has to do with something AI can never replicate. And the second, well, it's actually saving me from making the same mistakes I see a lot of younger creators making every single day. First advantage, the thing AI can't replicate, is that you already know the questions that matter for your audience. For instance, I've been documenting my fitness transformation for like the last 97 days. And that's on a different channel entirely. But when I think about content around that, the questions I want to explore aren't the ones you'd find in some research article or by Googling or asking AI. So a younger influencer or a fitness creator might research workout routines for older dudes, right? To make a perfectly great video, I'm sure. Generic, but fine. But looking at myself, I find myself asking things like, hey, you know what? How do I handle looking in the mirror and seeing a fighter spirit in an older guy's body? I know. That question doesn't come from research, right? It comes from standing in front of that mirror at 54, dealing with loose skin from like 30 pounds of fat loss and still feeling like I could take on the world. Now, by the way, if you hear snoring, my dog is laying right here. And I can't get her to move, so hopefully she won't be too loud. Anyway, that's what AI can't do. It can research fitness questions all day long, but it can't live through that emotional reality of aging while still feeling, powerful. And I'm sure it would be something similar if you've been making sourdough bread for the last 30 years, starting as a little kid with your grandma. Your lived experience is probably going to have a whole ton of little tips and hacks for making the best sourdough bread ever. Anyway, that's the thing about decades of experience. Career changes, relationship that worked or maybe didn't work, some wins, some losses. Each of those things have taught you something. And maybe some of those victories meant more than you expected, right? And some of those losses hurt more than you thought it would. Those aren't just stories that, you can tell. They're literally your content library. You don't need to manufacture expertise or try to sound like you know something because you just kind of know it. You lived through it, right? Now, that second advantage, the one that's saving me from younger creator mistakes, well, we don't have to chase trends. And honestly, that's becoming a superpower of sorts. I mean, I'm sure you've watched, enough businesses come and go to know that sustainability beats virality every time. I mean, always, right? And YouTube's kind of figuring this out too. I'm sure you've seen all the different vlogs out there, walk and talk style videos, people laid back, standing in like this forest, just talking straight to the camera, not overproduced and stuff like that. And that's where I think YouTube is moving towards authenticity, towards depth. I mean, that's proof, right? And they're rewarding consistency and genuine values by real people over, well, whatever manufacturer moment's supposed to go viral this week, or the viral topic of the week, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, people are successful doing it, but that's, I'm pretty sure that's not us, right? You're not trying to go viral with some dance or some trend that'll be dead in 2 weeks. You can keep showing up, speak from experience, and then just build trust over time. You always hear about these younger creators quitting YouTube, or quitting social media because they're burning out chasing these viral moments, right? And you and I understand something they're still learning, that playing the long game actually works. And you probably learned that lesson a whole lot of times already, at work, maybe in relationships, or just life lessons in general, right? So you don't need to learn it from YouTube or from chasing content. This is kind of where things get really interesting. Now, we all know about AI, ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, Gemini, and all the different ones, right? So AI tools are everywhere, and everyone's using them for content creation now, whether it's thumbnail creation, actually writing scripts, articles, whatever, books even, right? And I mean, people are creating videos now, which is great. I'm all for it, but remember how I said you already know the right questions? Well, that's your AI advantage too. Because while, younger creators and other people are researching what questions to ask AI so that they can ask questions to create the content, you already know it because you've lived through the answers. So your prompts come from real experience, not theoretical knowledge. That means better content faster. And I'm actually making a video on exactly how you combine your lived experience with AI tools, because there are like ways to take advantage of your authenticity while making everything more efficient. You can look for that video in a week or two. But that unfair advantage I mentioned at the beginning, it's not just one thing. It's a combination of lived experience and long-term thinking that creates content younger creators just can't make. Look, I spent way too much energy and time thinking about whether I was too old to start this channel seriously. But honestly, that was the wrong question. I mean, it was completely the wrong question to ask, because the right question is this: are you ready to use the advantage you've been building for 40 plus years? We have decades of knowledge. You understand how things actually work, not some, not how they're supposed to work or some theoretical knowledge that you have to look up. You actually can leverage all of that and use technology strategically without losing who you are. I mean, we grew up with technology too. It's not like all of this is foreign to us. And this isn't about catching up to these younger creators. It's about stepping forward from a position of strength and a position they're still trying to reach. So I'm telling you, you're not too late. You're right on time. Like and subscribe if you liked what you heard. It's just a button click. Thanks for watching.